Yeah, what I use is the intro of my MechWarrior videos, that big MechWarrior online picture. I have that covering up the lobby, and then as soon as the game drop, I'll unclick it, and then that's when.
Mic is okay. Like the volume and all that.
Yeah, yeah, you're fine. You're fine. I think we're fine.
This is 228 Wild Ones.
Well, it's too much to put in the
I take Inner Sphere. What was it? Robo what? Robo what?
uh
It was Inner ISRC, right?
ISRC. Yeah, what I have is MRBC 228 versus ISRC, and then 5 minute delay. That's
Yeah,
what I
that's
have
cool. That's
for
cool.
the
But
thing.
what's the name of the? What are they
Inner
called?
sphere rust buckets.
Rust buckets.
Rust
Perfect.
buckets. Yeah. Yeah, because it's going to take 5 minutes for the stream to pop up. So, like right now, everything we're saying, they're going to hear because the stream started. There's just a 5 minute delay. So, there's a 5 minute before the stream will actually pop up and start going.
So this is of course AVA, MRBC. Do you have the map schedule
I
for
have
the rotation?
nothing. Nothing, bro. I'm
You are
guessing the first
useless to me.
drop is Chrism Straight.
Let me find it. Do you know what week they're playing? 3 or week 2?
Nope. I'm trying to look it up right
Let's
now
see.
inside the league thing right now. Just give me a sec.
Let me just shoot that over to you, Doctor. It's like drop 1, the game mode skirmish. Drop 2, the game mode skirmish. In drop 1, you have 4 lights, 4 mediums, no clan streaks, and no strikes. With a max of 1 any chassis, and 1 duplicate of a chassis allowed. but I don't see the map rotation for this week.
Yeah, I don't see it either. Well, for you guys tuning in and watching, Grim has all the details. Oh, there you go. Again, we were just throwing this on the fly.
Well, it does look like it is going to be on Crimson Straight.
Yeah, I'm guessing if it's deck 1, it's going to be light. So, I'm guessing...
4-4.
Yep. A lot of SRMs is what I'm predicting.
Because yeah, the ban on clan streaks makes it a lot more interesting. For a lighter tonnage drop anyway.
Yeah. So for all the viewers, by the way, I'm Dr. Killer 1207. I'm in Blackwatch, and this is Grim 57. He is also in Blackwatch.
Yep.
Today we're going to be viewing 228 versus ISRC. Rust buckets, or right? Yeah.
Yeah. ISRB.
And now we are on the first map, Crimson Strait. I believe it's the
4 lights, 4 mediums. No clan streaks. No strikes. It's on skirmish.
All right, so on the red side, we have ISRB, and on the blue side is the 228 Wild Ones. So are you able to check over there, Grim, to see what they have for a build?
Actually,
what
not. I think mine. I'm just continuing to scroll in the map to the deep seas of Crimson Strait.
All right, well, if you hit backspace, it'll show you the player name, and if you hit tab, team display. Right now on my side, I'm seeing Blackjack 1, a Nova, Stormcrow, a Griffin. Is that a 2N? That is a 2N. Okay. An Oxide, Cheetah, 2C, and another Oxide. So it looks like they went with 2 Oxides on ISRB. So we're going to take a look over here towards 228. We have Nova, Stormcrow, a 4P Hunchback. Interesting. Griffin, Jenna 2C, and they went with 2 Oxides as well. All right.
Yeah, Jay's got a quick blip on his radar here in his Wolfhound. He has engaged and started skirmishing with the Jenner 2C that's up top in C4, up on platform. And it looks like the Wild Ones are in this pond area, staging, looking towards C3, looking towards that top side. Jay-Z takes another poke.
Uh-oh, were they really pushing what? They're leaving the engagement. Are they baiting them into that?
We have some extra of the Wild Ones, 228, climbing the left side of the hill on the C4 B4 line.
They want 228 to push into the saddle.
Yeah,
so
this
this
has got a UAV up. They have some information. They see him now, at least Jay-Z for sure. Jay-Z is already committed top in his Wolfhound. Looks like they are taking top. 228 has taken top. They're pushed around this D4 corner.
Well, Maxstar up here in his Arctic is doing really good, giving info as well. I mean, he's up on the very top, letting his team know when they push over. Mine is going to run into a hell. He's going to get hurt. 84%.
Some more skirmishing here. I'm not sure if 228 knows where their line is at yet. Where the enemy line is.
And mine did get dropped to 59%. And now ISRBC is pushing into 228. The call was made to
Those
push in.
Griffins have come over. Saber and his Nova trying to skirmish here with his Griffins.
Up, one Griffin
Goes
down.
down quickly, very quickly.
Good focus fire by 228 and an oxide.
Oxide goes down. Seems like they're focusing on the crows now.
Oh, that Nova overheated?
Both legs from that cheetah are very hurt.
One, the Hunchback 4P just went down.
228 has maintained dominance at the top. They've held top here. They withstood that push very well. BJ's taking pot shots. Saber sees him though. Starting to engage. Looks like the rust buckets are trying to rotate down under to get away from this fire from the top.
Yeah, I'm going to have to call it here, Grim. 228 has the top ground.
And these mechs should be following in short order here. They're
Yep.
nowhere to run, nowhere to go. Very well executed.
What would you say 1-2-2-8 the game there? I'm going to have to say focus fire. Because if
Yeah, they withstood that push very well. They were able to drop a target quickly, drop a big target quickly, and maintain that focus fire and hold their ground.
Yeah, they did really, really well. I mean, if you look at the damages here, it kind of tells a little bit of everything. Blunt there with 422 damage. Wow. And mine too. He took that beating in the beginning, and even though he took that beating, they still were able to focus the fire. He went towards the back and then came in when the engagement started going on.
The numbers for ISR, you can see that the Griffin suffered because, of course, he went down immediately. He went down really quickly.
The 2N, yes.
The BJ couldn't really get in there fast enough, and once he was getting engaged. So you can see those were the numbers that were a little low. One of those Oxide did die really quickly as well. Very well done. Very, very good first match.
Yeah, that was a good match. Yeah, I quite enjoyed that. That was an interesting tactic to lead 228 into the saddle there. I think they kind of want to do it. I always think of the saddle on that, like the 300 movie, you know, where they're getting funneled into in between the mountains, and we're gonna spear them to death, you know, and use our shields.
It's like a double-edged sword, right?
Yeah.
Because you could catch them, or you could also run into full exposed line and get pummeled. But I think 228 was looking for him. I think they were on the hunt and they wanted to find him, and they were looking for a fight. So once they found them there, they resisted the temptation to kind of push over. I mean, Mindworm did take some damage. They took some damage, but just mainly some skirmish there until they decided to just back off a little bit. And then when that push came, they were ready. The 228 held their ground, and they were able to bring down that Griffin relatively quickly. And it just snowballed from there.
Yeah, agree. The focus fire by 228 really, again, like you said, Griffin did 75 damage, and for a medium with SRMs in a situation like that, I think you would agree with me. Those are your damage dealers. Those are the ones that you need to really dish out the damage for your team, especially on a light deck like that.
I agree. So drop 2 will be skirmish again. We have 2 lights, 2 mediums. We get to have 2 heavies this time, and no strikes. So this skirmish again. Do you have the heavies here? But still relatively light drop. And not Mining Collective. Mining Collective has become one of my favorite maps. I don't know about you.
It really is, because like, you can take the center, but taking the center can also hurt you, and you know, and it's just one of those maps where you can play a large different of variety on the map, I feel, because of the buildings, because of what you can jump on, because of the angles that you can get on Mining Collective. It makes it very more What is the word I'm looking for? Different?
If you've got ranged, if you've got jump jets, and you've got speed, mining collective becomes your playground.
Yeah, I agree.
Those courtyards are these wide open areas that are these death traps. While center seems safe, but you can find angles on center from almost anywhere. And all those tanks, those silos, whatever you want to call them, provide plenty of firing lanes, plenty of firing angles, plenty of elevation. And if you have one of those quick jump G max that has range, you can dominate a lot of that area of some of that map.
And again, we both know though that comes to team coordination. Being able to get those angles and
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 it's
and
much
all that.
easier to do in a higher tonnage versus something worse, a little less tonnage.
Where it's faster paced, yes. All I can say is that damn Jay Z, he's so hot right now.
So hot.
And here we go. The match will begin.
I spawned on the 228 side. I see a Griffin, a Timberwolf, an Ebon Jag, Hunchback, Oxide, a Jenner 2C, and they have doubled up on Stormcrows.
Yeah, and I have a Black Knight, Blackjack 1X, Oxide, and Arctic, Grasshopper, Griffin, Stormcrow, two Stormcrows. So over here they went with two Stormcrows.
Jay-Z's Timberwolf is full Brawl. SRM6s, Small Pulses. Cogs Griffin, Brawl. It's SRMs. Spoon opted for a Goss, two Goss and medium lasers in his Edmund Jag.
Well, with the Black Knight, I'm thinking over here they're doing a mix. So I'm going to look at these Stormcrows real quick.
Tutoy looks to be taking position to take control of Delta 4 ramp. Some of their lights are already exploring the area. They've got UAV up. They know that there's some enemies in center. Looks like they're going to collapse on this. There is some Rust Buckets coming in from Delta 4 on their heels. But this is going to turn into a brawl very quickly. Seems this Oxide is the focus.
And he is going, oh, and he is down.
The Oxide is down. I don't think the rest of the Rust Buckets can make a move here. Yeah.
They're trying to focus Jay-Z down here. But right now, 228 controls the center. Right now,
And they
it's
are
up.
on one kill.
Yep, and they're up on one kill. So they don't really have to push it. So that grasshopper I looked at had large lasers. Garby here, the grasshopper 5P has large lasers, and I think like 5 large lasers, not ERs, just large. The Stormcrows did have SRMs. Right now, that Griffin 2N is out of position. And I think Jay-Z sees that. He's trying to get some pop shots over there. Oh, this Griffin's in danger. You see this?
Yeah, that Griffin is pretty exposed.
He's in danger. Danger.
Cut out from the rest of his team.
Yep. He's
Whichever
doing
way he
fairly
goes.
well, though. I'm surprised Jay has or 228 hasn't made the call to push on him. He's separated. Yep. Now they're going in.
They're gonna get on him and finish him here.
And he goes down. And he goes down. Okay, that's 2-0 right now.
The rest of the rust bucket seems to be huddled around Crane.
See, this is they're stagnated, and then they also got separated. You never want to get separated from the group. Never.
They seem to be on the move though. They take the long way around.
Well, they know they have no angles. And again, guys, this is what we're talking about in Mining Collective with the angles and the variety of what you can do with the angles if you position right. With 228 being in the center, they can't push the center. You agree, right? So now they have to. I mean, do you agree with that, Grim?
I agree. But the rust buckets are pretty landlocked here. They only got a grasshopper. They still have 2 crows.
Well, it did now this angle they got more, with the grasshopper with large lasers, the Black Knight, now they can angle themselves to start trying to get something going.
Punish the Ebb and Jag a bit. Now the storm comes in on peak here. Seems like they're gonna take this courtyard side.
Yeah, see now they're starting to develop a little bit of lines.
Another UAV up. So they know they're there. Today knows that they're trying to take positions up in that courtyard.
There, yeah, Jay's down to 40, Spoon 53. I mean, even though Rust Bucket's lost 2 mechs, that's still not technically out of this if they can keep the distance and take down a couple mechs and knuckle them down.
This Stormcrow
and they just don't. Why was the Stormcrow all the way up there?
He's got focus there, 2v1, and that other seems to be that BJ took a Gauss onto the face. Because there's still one stuck in there. Let's see if he backs out. Yeah, Rust Buckets had still a mech committed, and I think he finally got out. Now they're at the base of the ramp in Delta 3.
This isn't good. They're going in. They're going to go in into, yep.
Here comes the last push.
And that Grasshopper goes, the good focus fire. He's down. They're focusing that Black Knight.
That Black Knight's going to take a while just because it's a tanky mech.
Yep. And there goes there. Yep, and that basically is that right there. What I like too, really, what 228 did is the damaged mechs were actually rotated in the back, while the healthy mechs were guarding that ramp.
Yeah, it is skirmish. So once they were able to kill that mech fairly quickly in the beginning, and take sensor and hold it, they're pretty much going to be in control and in the driver's seat for that match.
Yeah, and then also it didn't help losing that first mech that quick, and then the 2N got caught off. The Griffin got caught off by himself, and then the Stormcrow was up there by himself as well. I'm gonna have to say a little bit of mispositioning.
Look at the numbers here, though.
Yeah.
Still a good fight from the Rust Buckets. Still some good damage numbers. Just Snow, really big game in his Jenner.
Well, oxides,
400. Yeah, oxides.
The oxides, man.
That oxide dough. So, yeah, cleaner focus fire. That one mech advantage from the very beginning.
Yeah.
And then being able to take that control, the map by taking center. It's pretty nice for 228 there.
So right now it's 2-0, favor of 228. It looks like we are going to Forest Colony. It looks like, and what's the? Do you know what's the deck for this?
It'll be the one victor deck, the one victor required in drop 3. The game mode will be Conquest. So you get 3 mediums, 4 heavies, still no strikes, but you must bring a victor.
So it's that hero, and it's based on points, right? If you did kill that Victor.
Correct. I mean, theoretically, all these drops have SIBO values, and those are tallied based on the kills and wins. But that victor is extra bonus points for both teams. Still no strikes though. Slightly heavier.
Forest Colony is a tough map, man. In my opinion, it's one of the harder maps to really call. Um, I don't know. I always have visual problems on Forest Colony.
I like coastline in Forest Colony. I do not like fighting from inland because inland tends to have very few outlets to leave land, and whereas coast gives you the option of either stuffing those outlets from inland or um, concaving and shooting forces that try to flank into water or
Yeah, I remember having the discussion before, actually, with you, is saying I don't like the coast. I like the inland. I
I
like
feel like the beach, man. It's the
Nah, I
beach.
just don't like it, man.
We'll have
It's
a few
just
laughs, have a few pina coladas.
get a beach ball going. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
have a
mean,
campfire.
I understand if you take it out there. I mean, it can be very, very good, but I also have a feeling, especially on Conquest, that inland is the more way to go because you can control in my opinion, the caps better from inland. And then once you control the caps, they have to come to you. So that the beach kind of becomes useless. And then you have to go inland. And again, forest colonies, in my mind, one of the tricky ones. What kind of do you build? Bring range? Do you bring SRM? Um, because if your beach range is good because you can shoot inland, right? But if you're
Get
inland, you want
you get
and
one duplicate, so are you gonna duplicate a heavy? Probably on this drop.
yeah, I'm very curious to see. Like I said, Forest Colony always for me is a just a unique map. It's just more in my mind more of a difficult one because let's say if the fight happens inland, right? There's so many trees, brush, rocks, and then you got low, high, and it's just so much more to deal with.
So just keep your hands clean of that mess. Just choose the beach.
Just go to the beach and have fun in the beach.
Make the beach great again. Victory Road, man.
Victory Road. Onto the victory. Did you know moisture is the essence of wetness and wetness is the essence of beauty? Did you know that, Grim?
Oh, now I do. Well, looks like we're almost ready for this next drop. Fewer people need to get ready. Think you might see some grasshoppers this drop?
Yeah, I mean, come on. We're both fans of grasshoppers. It's either
Grasshoppers?
dual grasshoppers or black knights and grasshoppers, but it's Forest Colony. I would bring. I mean, what would you bring?
Genius.
All right, let's put it this way, Grim, because we're both fans of the grasshopper. Two grasshoppers.
Right.
I mean,
Do I have another heavy?
yeah, grasshoppers, man. Grasshoppers. Maybe a Timby. with JJ's, because
Yeah.
the Black Knight
Well,
doesn't have that. Maybe could see a couple of Grasshopper, Timby.
then you get one more heavy.
Mm. What do you think?
That's the fourth heavy. Probably
Yeah,
just Black Knight on force
Black
clubs.
Knight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then you have three mediums. Griffin,
Me,
right? Don't
Blackjack.
leave home without your Griffin.
Blackjack maybe.
Oh, you could bring one of those too.
You know what I mean? Because laser keep up with the back up with the Griffins and all that. I'm sorry, not the Griffins, the Grasshoppers.
So we're gonna see Stormcrow probably. Stormcrow.
Yeah, pop
Big,
most
big,
likely.
big, big.
Yeah. All right, looks like we are all green, and should be dropping here in a minute. Here we go.
Oh, it's so quiet without the mechs yet. So
Mm,
peaceful, so tranquil.
right? Isn't it beautiful? I'm gonna go to the beach and have a cocktail real quick. And here comes the drop ships.
Boone in that dual cost admin again.
What side are you on? Are you looking at 228?
Yeah, Saber and
Alright,
Hunchback 2C loaded with small pulses and some large pulses.
oh, so we have two Black Knights on Rust Buckets. Blackjack, oh, Timber, and a Hellbringer.
There is a Black Knight and Timber on the side for 228 as well.
228 went with two Timbers? They did.
They did.
That's interesting.
Their Victor is 3 large pulse with Cog at the helm.
Yeah, let me see what their Victor has set up. Where is he at? Right here.
Very, very pulsy this deck.
Two large pulse lasers and two Ultra AC5s. So I'm guessing with the two Black Knights LPLs as well, you got the Blackjack 1X. Yeah, I'm thinking same thing.
Jay's Timbers SRM 6s in small pulse here.
Brawly. Both
Yeah,
are just
Jays seem to
J's.
have quickly gotten Gamma. They are on the J line. Near that coast, near that water.
Okay, so right now, Rust Bucket's on Theta, Sigma, and Kappa. So two of their mechs, the Stormcrow and the Prime is over here. Okay, so they are controlling.
Detroit looking to Rendezvous 99 looks like.
Oh, they're going grim. They heard you talk about what was out on the
They wanna
beach.
go coast.
Yeah,
They
they
wanna go
heard you
coast.
talk about what was out there. They're like, ooh la la, the drinks and the beach balls.
Or they might just be trying to have a strong force on Kappa here and then swing back inland on the opposite side. We'll see. We'll see how this plays out here.
All right, so I have the score timer up right now. All right, so 71 to 94, Rust Buckets are in favor of Caps right now. And this is what I was talking about, Grim, is they're controlling the Caps. So even if 228 gets Kappa, they only got 2 to 3. Right?
Yeah. Correct.
So now it's on 228's hands to have to go inland. And now
There's
those
gonna be-
margaritas and all that, the Mai Tais have to end.
You have to go do some work eventually.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, when they came ready to do work, these mechs are loaded to bear for some close range brawl. There are a lot of
Mm.
pulses here, with the exception of Spoon with that Edmund Jang. They did get a Gauze round in from somewhere. Now they're on alert, looking around. They seem to be pushing up inland down Victory Road.
Let's see. This Stormcrow has a Gauss 4 mids. Gauss 4 mids. Okay. So over on this side, Rust Buckets also have Gauss and mids as well.
228 staging on Victory Road. A few going on the back end towards G8. Looks like they found up someone over here. They found a bit radar contact. Found several more, so they know there's at least a grid away. There should be contact here. 228 backing out of it though.
That Blackjack a
That UV,
little bit.
assess the situation. Want to assess the situation before you go charging in. Kind of know exactly where they're at now based on these UAVs.
And that Hunchback is getting pounded down to 57%.
Looking for that concave.
And the Hunchback 2C Saber is down. First mech to go down. 228.
It's a huge
Down
loss
one.
there.
Yep.
It's a lot of your firepower on one of those hunchies.
All right. It looks like now they're catching this Timber Tau out in the open. And they are focusing him down. He is down to 57%. Focus a little bit on Spoon there. Yes, I said Spoon.
Well, Taui did make it out with his weapons intact, but both his shoulders are very open.
And if you look at the numbers, I mean, right now, Rust Buckets are looking healthy.
Yeah, they just did sort of a little drive-by fake push. 228 tried to concave it, but they didn't really need to concave because they didn't push it. They didn't complete that push. They just sort of poked them, and that poke cost them the life of Saber. And in that concave formation, Taui got caught out on the right side of the water because he expected them to be pushing out, so he had to scramble, and they had some lines on him. Looks 228 looking to get some revenge. Now they're going to be pushing up inland, up down that same cut they made that poke from.
And that Hunchback 4P is just getting, he's down. I mean, he just got murdered. That focus fire.
Central damage as well.
Yeah, he is. They're focusing that one down. And he is down. Rust Bucket just lost one.
3 large pulses just in his wheelhouse here at about 400 meters. Taui also providing cover fire from back, even though he's hurt. He's still trying to stay in this fight.
Jay-Z's taking a beating right now in his Timber. And he is down.
Oh, that's a tough fire night. That's a tough fire.
Yeah, that is.
Down goes Taui finally.
Oh, wow, that Spoon goes down.
Just that Victor. The Victor, they're going to get the bonus.
Well, they still have a Cicada running around getting caps, and Snow Dragon is running around getting the caps right now. Which,
I just hate inland. See, I just hate inland.
yeah, but it just showed why inland works. They controlled. I did I not call it? I said you can control 3 caps from inland, and then if you take the beach, you get screwed, and you have to figure out how to get back the caps or push into the inland where you've already lost the advantage. Because if you looked at it, Rust Bucket had a great line set up right over, where was that? Towards Kappa and Sigma.
Had to push out, and they got that kill. Went to a scramble to form that concave. I think that's changed the pace of the game there. So, I mean, I'm still a proponent for coast. I do not, I just inland to me seems like just very you get bottled up, and you could try to do those pushes like that, and sometimes you do catch a mech out, and it could work in your favor. But usually, if a team can concave like 228 was forming, if that push comes out and you have that concave on it, a lot of mechs are going to go down. So here they are trying to catch those last Cicada.
Well, I mean, They could still
Sounds
actually
like a
win
good
by
plan.
caps if they keep this, if he stays alive. But I'm wondering if that's what they're trying to do, is win by caps now, because it's 550 to 494. But they are spreading a little bit. They're taking Capo right now,
Yeah,
or
they
they
still have
just took
seven
it. Okay, so
bodies.
it's
There's
two
still
to
seven
one.
able bodies to get to these caps,
Yeah.
so it's going to be tough.
Will we see a Duke out? Yeah, and I think
This
they
might be the
know it.
last
Yeah,
entry.
yep, they know it. Well, I have to say, very well done to the Rust Buckets on that. They did really good. That firing line was very well.
Yeah, when they pushed out, they were to focus the mech down quickly. They did punish another one, and then when they had to retreat back inland and face a 2-8 push, they did hold their firing line very well as well.
Yeah, because
Good game.
if you look at the Hunchback 2C, that went down very quickly. 13 damage. That's like you said, for a lot of firepower. That went down very quickly. And Lieutenant Colombo with 517 damage,
Yeah,
very well done.
very good game.
Yeah, that was a good game. Spoon in his legendary Jag with the 526 damage.
Okay, so drop 4 is Conquest again. Each team's going to have 2 lights, 2 mediums, 2 heavies, and 2 assaults. So we're starting to get a little heavy, and strikes are allowed. 2, 2, 2, 2. Conquest. Strikes.
And do we know what map it is?
Well, I'm going to have to wait until the in-game lobby leader changes the map selection and cheat that way. Polar.
Polar. Ooh.
Polar Highlands.
All right. So 2-2-2-2, right?
Yes. With strikes.
What 2 assaults? Let's start with assaults.
Well, are you going to double up on your assaults?
Me? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. If I had a choice, I wouldn't double up on assaults. No. I would double up on the heavies.
Yeah, probably the heavy slot would be a double up on. Or I don't know, it's a tough call. It depends on if you want to play rangy or if you want to go try to find them. It is AVA.
But what assaults do you think we're gonna see? Do you like ERs, Battle Masters, Banshees, Stalkers?
Stalkers, yeah. Chance for Stalkers. With a slight chance for Snow.
I have a feeling
Slight chance for
Goss.
Stalkers. We might see some Gauss heavies.
That's what I'm thinking.
That Ebijang.
But if you're gonna
Enjoy stuff
double
like
up on heavies, I mean, again, I'm a huge fan of the Grasshopper, especially on Polar Highlands with the high mounts. In my opinion, Black Knights
Would you
really.
go with the 5 ER large laser, or would you play more of the bird?
I would do more mid Grasshoppers, and my assaults probably ER because they're slower.
So you would try to pressure with those heavies.
And the assaults to support, yeah. With the mids and the lights. Because you could actually even use one mid with ERs as well.
I would double up executioners and just speed deck. Just go home.
Just run into it.
Just mask them down.
And this is the thing, guys, about Polar Highlands, that you don't have to do just long range on this map. This map has trenches and little cubby holes you can and hills that you can get behind. And like Grim was saying, it's just you can literally reach a spot fairly quickly if you're using the right mechs to get your hand on them. And then that's that if they're long range. I mean, would you agree to that, Grim?
Yes, and certain parts of Poland, or a lot of parts of Poland, have these cuts and grooves in the terrain that allow enemy mechs to get fairly close to these entrenched positions. And if you can pressure these long range mechs at 400 meters, 300 meters, brawl lead range, then the contest should go in your favor because you're just going to be able to out DPS these long range mechs. So
Yeah.
that is the danger. If you bring this very ER large laser Gauss centric deck and then run into a very quick, mobile, short range,
Even mid
squad
range.
that, yeah, mid range can very much tear you to pieces if they catch you quick enough, find you, and get good enough angles on you where you can't extend the fight long enough or the skirmish long enough to whittle them down before they can whittle you down.
Yeah, well, knowing being a teacher, I gotta say, Spoon is hot right now. He could take crap, wrap it in tinfoil, put a couple of fish hooks on it, and sell it to Queen Elizabeth as earrings. I mean, when he's playing his Ebonjag in a Goss, that's what he is. So I might have a feeling that they might put
Well,
Spoon in
yeah,
something with Goss.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot more to life than just being really, really ridiculously good looking. And I hope he plans on finding out what it is. He's
Oh,
so ridiculously good looking.
oh God. But yeah, again, I'm curious on seeing what they bring.
We'll see what they double up on.
Yeah,
What their philosophy will be in terms of their deck.
I mean, I was
But I
really
don't know if they're going
surprised
to
that
pressure on
228
this wide map.
brought two timbers on that last. I mean, right now, like grasshoppers and black knights, man, for heavies.
So hot right now.
Right, so hot. These games have been like a walk off, you know. It's a walk off, gentlemen and gals. Oh. All right,
All
looks
right,
like
looks like
yeah.
the teams are finally fleshing out here for this fourth drop. Strikes are finally allowed. Sort of a game mechanic that has a impact on games for certain.
Looks like we are waiting on two more for the Russ.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to wrestle up two more. Hopefully they'll be found soon. Placed in the appropriate mech, in the appropriate lens, in lobby. And we can watch them play video games. Looks like we need one more.
Thank you for the follow, by the way.
You know, Doctor, you gotta get like that cool feature that Bandit has where he gets to put the C-bill scores in.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's sweet, dude.
Well, I think I'm gonna end up contacting Bandit or even RJ and get all those things and set this all up and make it look all fancy and nice and stuff. Yeah, sorry for the wait, guys. It looks like we got one more joining now. We're just waiting on the team to join up.
Let's hope we get him strapped in the right mech, in the right spot soon.
And it looks like we are all set.
Excellent. I'm excited. I want to see what they bring in terms of.
Yeah, same.
228 has doubled up on Banshees. With an Ebon Jag and a Howlbringer as their heavies. A Jenner 2C, a Hunchback 2C. An Oxide.
They doubled up on Banshees, you said?
Correct.
Let's see, over here we have 2 Banshees as well, 2 3Ms. Looks like LPL over here.
Mindworm's Banshee has 5 LPL and 2 medium lasers. He is running at 73.3.
Yeah, both the Banshees over here, both 5 LPOs. Hellbringer over here, I believe, had DACA. Yeah, he's got DACA. Or Ultra AC5s. Black Knight.
228 converging on Gamma. Do have a Shadow Cat for that speed, that scouting. The Oxide and the Jenner 2C taking Epsilon for 228.
Yeah, they just took Sigma and Kappa on my side over here. And it looks like they're going to meet towards Theta.
I think Spoon and his Ebon Jag got a little peek at something in the distance, has relayed that to Jay, and I think that they're moving now. They're going to... I think they know they're on the left there.
Okay, well, 228's kind of split. You have the mini map open, the battle grid. If you look, 228 has 2 of their lights off going towards Kappa, while ISRC is together. So I think they know. All right,
they're gonna find them here pretty shortly.
Well, they're setting up lines. 228 setting up lines. All right, so they know where each other are right now. Is contesting Theta. Looks like Stone is in Theta right now, trying to take it, getting shots down on Lieutenant Colombo in his Oxide. All right, so now they're moving in. They just saw Kappa being taken, so I think they know. That would tell me if, you know, a couple of the mechs are missing.
And their Banshees on the left side of this 228 line, while it looks like the Rust Buckets are pushing on the opposite side through to Theta. So I'm not sure if these Banshees are going to be in an excellent position to fend this off here.
Well, the one Banshee, Denatonium, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but he's down to 55%. It looks like he got focused pretty hard. Oh, and now 2 lights over here are catching this Hunchback 2C off by himself over here while the main battle's going on. And they also have
the Jag has lines.
Oh, the Hunchback 2C goes down on 228. The Banshee and a Hunchback 2C and a Jenner goes down for ISRC. And now 228 lights are just coming in from the rear.
Yeah, I think 228 is going to press their advantage here a bit, try to get up this hill, continue their lines. They've exhausted their lines as the Rust Buckets moved back. But that Banshee Black Knight, we're waiting for them. Spoon pays for that push with his life.
And there goes down another. Yep, and it's dominoes. Oh, and then the Banshee goes down on 228. I have to say, if Russ Buckets would have pushed in, seeing Kappa being taken, that normally would tell, hey, they're split. They're down one or two, while their forces were together. They delayed a little bit, and that gave time
Oh yeah.
for the other two lights that went towards Kappa for 228 to come back and then take out that together. They took out the Hunchback 2C, and then came in from the rear and were able to do a lot of work from there. Um, wow, 869 damage.
I got put in from lobby. To relog. That Banshee for the Rust Buckets, the first one to try to make that poke, or that push, if that was what it was called, he suffered pretty heavily for it. I
He
think
did.
he pushed in on those mediums. Saber there took a little bit of a beating, and he was there with some mediums. The only ones who were able to hold that side of the line, because the two Banshees were on the left, but they held just long enough to give them a second thought. I guess the Rust Buckets didn't want to proceed on that push, and then to take one of those trades, and were able to get ahead on damage, and the mech started to fall.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. The Black Knight did work on Russ Bucket's side, 409. But that Banshee, like you said, that took that massive damage. Did only like 100
Fairly
something
early in the
damage.
game.
Yeah. So what is this next one?
I'm connecting, but we'll bring that up. Drop 5 is Conquest again. Strikes are allowed. 2 lights, 2 heavies, and 4 assaults.
Ooh.
For the
Okay,
big
so
boys.
we can't really discuss what assault yet. We don't know the next map. We don't have the info until lobby shows us. But 4 assaults.
And you can double up on something. So you double up on Maulers.
Well, lately, Maulers have been the thing when it comes to assaults.
Maulers so hot right now.
They are so hot.
Hope I can get a rebite back to lobby.
I have to type super fast being a spec. It kind of... That's quite interesting.
There's my invite.
Tourmaline.
Tourmaline.
Maulers.
Doc.
Yep. Maulers. Direwolves. What do you think? You think Direwolves? Banshee 3E?
Double up on the Daka Myers, the Daka Maulers. Get a Direwolf in there for good measure. Maybe the 3 old AC5 Banshee. Yeah, bring that out of retirement for a round.
You is talking loco, and I like it.
Local, kind of like in a zany way.
That DACA, man. Oh, AC5s. Oh, I am so curious. 4 assault, so... Yeah, I definitely see both doubling up on the Maulers.
Jay-Z does love his stalkers, but Tourmaline is a hot map.
Yeah, yeah. Jay Z does like his stalkers. We could see that from 228. Two Mahler's stalker and probably Dire Wolf. But with four assaults, I would bring the 3E to double up on all those ACs you can bring. And is there any heavies? I can't. It was 2, 2, and 4. You said.
Yeah, you get two heavies.
So maybe Jaegers, you think? Or would you do, let's say,
There's no mediums. You
grasshoppers?
get
Or
two heavies and two lights. So yeah, you're looking to kill other heavies, looking to kill other assaults. You could bring some Daka Jaegers for more DPS. You double down on on like your focus of your plan, but you still possible to see some bursty Black Knights, laser vomity.
what?
Still in the realm of possibility. Those things aren't,
Well, see, the thing
terrible
too,
terminally.
Daka can open up like a wound, and then those Black Knights, so let's say a Grasshopper can come in, or Timberwolf come in with lasers and just put salt on the wound, if you want to call it that, and finish them up.
Because you do want some of your firepower to have mobility, and Jaegers though have plenty of that firepower. They lack that mobility. They don't got jump jets. They don't got the speed. They can't just hop up on a tourmaline and instantly create another firing lane and put a gauze round in an open torso. They've got to move. They're going to be fighting for the same lines that the assaults are going to be looking for. So,
Hmm.
you know, yeah, maybe something with some jump jets, maybe something that can get some better, a little more speed and mobility in the heavy slaw might serve best. Because, you don't get no mediums, and of course you can have your lights, but I suspect your lights are going to be interested in controlling caps or watching your back or trying to get in the back of the enemy assaults themselves.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that because there are no mediums. This is super heavy, for an 8v8. And the lights most likely will be trying to do the cap control. But again, though, you can, like you said, use them as to get the different angles and come up on the back of them, of the enemy. So,
Would you bring an oxide? Tourmaline
hmm,
oxide at
that's
high
you know what?
DPS, get behind one of these assaults, and
That and probably like a laser cheetah because let's just say okay, your lights go off to gain the caps, right? And an oxide is awesome 1v1ing other lights. So yeah, I was thinking, okay, I want to win the cap control, right? And to do that, an oxide is solid, if because they're going to be off from the assaults. The assaults are going to be slow, they're going to be away from the heavies a little bit. So you want to be able to have that light mech really defend itself,
and Tourmaline is deceptively large
Mm-hmm.
in terms
Mm-hmm.
of spread these caps. So if you send someone out to cap, you might not see him again for a very long time. Some of these commanders might want to just hold their light mechs close to their chest, so we might see less of a focus on capping and more of a focus on finding the enemy as quick as possible to start that engagement.
Well, I mean, if you looked, even all right, Polar, same thing, right? We'll recap. Polar, same thing. Big map. 228 sent both their lights off to get Kappa, far from the engagement of where Theta was. Yet they were still able to make it back in time, kill the Hunchback 2C, and then hit the rear of Rust Buckets.
On Tourmaline, I'm not sure if you can afford to have a light capping Epsilon or if a firefight breaks out around Theta or around that D4 corner. But we'll see. We'll see how the teams play this, especially AV8.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like we are waiting for one more to green up, and we are all set here. And here we go.
The last drop of a scheduled 5 drops. Mauler, Direwolf, Banshee. Did we call that or what?
Yep, we did. We did call
Oxide, Timber, Ebon, and a Jenner 2C.
And let's see over here. Black Knight, Hellbringer. Two Dyers. An Atlas and a Mauler. That is very interesting for the Rust Buckets to bring. And not only that, these Dyers have Goss.
Detroit taking Castle with their big stuff. Moving right in, making it their home.
Yep, and this Atlas over here is a Brawler, a 20 in SRM 6s. And then their Mauler over here, 5 AC5s.
The Ultra AC5 Maulers for 228. JC's Direwolf is dual Goss with Vomit, Large Pulse, and Mediums.
And it looks like the battle will be taking place, of course, around Theta. And yeah, a couple lights are off that I can see. One light, let's see, what is this? Cheetah's taking Kappa for Rust Buckets.
ISRC moving across that Echo line. 228 with those lines from Castle, trying to put some early damage on them. Good laser trade for Jay's Dyer. Mauler's a little lagging behind, and that Dyer's lagging behind. He might receive a lot of punishment here because those Maulers now have lines.
And he is getting punished.
You have a 228 light sneaking too. I think it's towing this Jenner 2C. He's trying to get some more damage in. That Oxide backs him off for just a second. That Direwolf gets away with his life, but he is hurt. He's down to 61% now.
And he just lost, let's see.
228 firm control of Castle here.
Yeah, he just lost he just lost all his Goss.
IRC looking up the cut, decide to continue on.
This Dyer's going to get caught off again, and this will probably be the end of him right here.
Don't think he will survive, I agree.
Wow, 48%.
He made it through.
And it looks like 228 is countering this push.
Looks like they're going to want to stuff this. I don't think IRC has their hearts too set on this anyway. Be quite a meat grinder if they try to push him one at a time.
Yep.
Small little choke. Meanwhile, the 228 lights do pick up a kill on the backside. That Oxide is a little bit too out of place. Now they're really in a pickle here, IRC.
Looks like they're getting some decent fire on that Mauler. Right now he's getting down to 71%, 68%.
Cogs had a shield there.
So the Dyer though is a little out of position. I'm really surprised they didn't bring Daka Dyer. You know, the Ultra AC5 Dyer, and he's down to 57%.
228 Heavy's now trying to trade in this long lane here in the backside of Castle.
And Jay-Z is committing to a push and
out now to have this two-tiered firing line here. As IRC trying to hold their line though. Direwolf does go down.
they are focusing on that Black Knight next.
The other MX Knight is really low. The other Dyer is really low at 42%.
And the lights are coming up in the back.
Slow push here.
And here's 228's lights on the back, and here goes the pincher. They're
Oh
pinching
man,
them in,
quick
down
deaths
one by
right
one.
there once those lights were engaged.
Yep.
Several deaths. Several deaths. 228 in a hard roll down. Just the cheetah left.
I have to say that was perfect timing with the lights there on 228's
That's very
part.
nice.
That was quite beautiful to watch when the lights came in the back like that, and then the full engagement. And I mean, that was a great pincher in. They pinched them in, and that was that. I'm really curious on the atlas on a map like this and the Gauss Dyers. I mean, you can see by the damage difference,
Yeah, the 228 assault's going to do work.